Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Michigan Lutheran High School for our Sacred Spring concert this year entitled Comfort in Christ. Special evening tonight with all these wonderful pieces, all these wonderful musicians combined here together to present this program. I've been looking forward to sharing this wonderful music with you for a while now. So we're going to start tonight with our concert band playing two selections. After that, we'll transition some of our musicians up to the stage and continue with some choral pieces. And you can follow the flow of the program. There are a couple of places where we'll ask you to join us in singing along. The first one is at the top of page 3. There's some notes in there about we'll have a free will collection during that song. And then later on in the program, there's another piece. You should have an insert in your program that has the actual line of music in case you'd like to follow the notes, but you can see the indication on when you'll be singing during that as well. All right, so we will begin this evening with our first two selections by the concert band, and please enjoy our presentation.
precious in his holy sight. He will hold me fast. He'll not let my soul be lost. His promises shall last. But I am at such a cost. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast. For my life he bled and died. Christ will hold me fast. Justice has been satisfied. He will hold me fast. Raised with him to endless life. He will hold me fast. Till our faith is turned to sight. When he comes at last. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast. Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Oh, my soul, praise him, for he is thy health and salvation. Oh, ye who hear, now to his temple draw near. Praise him in glad adoration. Praise to the Lord, who doth prosper thy work and defend thee. Surely his goodness and mercy daily attend thee. Ponder anew what the Almighty can do, Almighty can do. If with his love he be friendly. Praise to the Lord, who o'er all things wondrously reigneth. Shelters thee under his wings, yea, so gently sustaineth. Hast thou not seen how that he sides their heaven? and oh, praise him in glad adoration. Praise to the race, to the toast, to the lovers of joy and sing and adore you. All that hath life and hath good, that hath praises to him. Let the amen sound from his people again.
All right. Well, we have one selection left in our program for this evening, and before we go there, we're going to take a moment and just let me give some thank yous to many people who helped put this program together tonight. So we have, first of all, back in our tech area, once again, Peter Cramp on the sound table, and next to him, Mr. Herbst, and students from our digital media class helping with our streaming of the program this evening. Let's thank them for their efforts this week in putting this all together. If you were at our last concert a few weeks ago, or at the Christmas concert, I guess it was, I always have Gene Metz do my programs printing for me, and I was so proud of myself at the Christmas concert. I had it in a little early, and he gets it done really well on time, and not so much with this concert. I had to apologize profusely, but I think I gave it to him on a Monday or something, and he got it done for me by Friday. So thank you, Gene Metz, doing the printing for me once again. You do such a great job, and even under the wire. So thanks to Gene for printing the programs. Thanks, as always, to Mr. David Kester, who does our piano maintenance, tuning things, and we've had him here a couple more times than normal this year, tuning pianos, because we were getting a lot of use out of our pianos this year. So thanks to him for helping keep everything in tune for us. Another David on my thank yous here is David Bauman. I don't know if you know that name or not. David Bauman, he's an artist. And he's the one who painted the picture on the front of the program that we used for our concert this year. I fell in love with that picture a long time ago, and I actually got it from my family for a present once. It's hanging in my office downstairs at our house, and I always love looking at that picture because there's a sense of just unbelievable calm and comfort and surety in the child's face. And then if you look at Jesus's face, it's just got a whole story there in his eyes if you look at it. And I thought that was a great picture to use to embody the concept from our concert of comfort in Christ. And he let us use that painting free of charge just because he heard what we were using it for and was willing to help us that way. So I thank him very much. Kind of an interesting note about that painting. The people in that painting who posed for that were actually a real father and child that he used as the models for that painting to picture that. So I thought that was kind of a neat connection. So thank you to David Bauman for letting us use his picture for our program. Yes, I think give him a round, even though he's not here. Thank you, David. Thanks again to the senior class for hosting the dinner this evening. I don't know if there's food or anything left. Baked goods going to be out there at the end. So if you want to head back out, and they're going to Washington, D.C., and we hope they come back. So they need gas money that's set on the hallway or something. So if you buy some more baked goods and get them back from Washington, D.C. I have to take a moment and just draw your attention to the back page where you see the list of instrumentalists that we had for our program tonight. And I just want to thank every one of them, and I'm going to do it kind of individually, so hopefully I don't forget any names. I got a list. So for the flute players that we had with us this evening, we had Michelle Schroeder from St. Paul Stevensville, and Lisa Kester playing in the band once again. On oboe was Elizabeth Jewell. She's a member from St. Paul Stevensville who comes back from Ann Arbor to play with us in our concerts. For the clarinet section, we had Mrs. Cindy Huff, who plays, or actually is one of our band instructors here at ML this year. Bassoon, Ms. Hannah Zabel, who's our dorm supervisor in her last year here at Michigan Lutheran High School, so that bassoon's going with her. So where'd she go? There she is. So thanks for having that bassoon and Hannah here playing it. That's great. On the horn section, we have Jessica Court, who I'm not sure where she. Oh, there she is. Who is from Grace in St. Joe. Trombone section, Mr. David Kester. We obviously know David very well around here. And David and his wife Lisa are from Peace in Granger. In the euphonium, we have Phil Huff. Cindy Huff and Phil Huff are both of our band instructors in the grade school program. Both of them belong at St. Paul's in Stevensville. On the tuba, returning to us, there he is, Jeffrey Amor, graduated in 2012 and came back and picked up that thing like he had never left the other day. So, had a good teacher. And then in the violins, we have Carol Biedenbender, St. Matthew's, and Kelly Eady from St. Paul's in Stevensville. On the viola, Matthew Kanzenbach. Yes? All right. He came over from Westland, Michigan, is a friend of the Edie's, and the Edie's came over here to Michigan, and then he eventually came over to Michigan, but just the other side of the state. And I found out he played viola, which is not too common to find viola players, so we got him to come over and join us today. And Jeffrey Hatfield from Peace and Granger on the cello. He's been with us a couple times before, too. And, of course, on the piano, we have Ann Thorson, and organ as well. And then joining her on the piano will be Carrie Zock for our last number tonight. And I just need to tell you how amazing it is, the instrumentalists, the musicians we have in our churches and in our area. And I love bringing them in here to join us, to fill in maybe some gaps in our band, but more importantly, to show our students how music is a lifelong thing, and that what we teach here in grade school and high school is easily usable outside of these walls. And so they are the great prime example of why we do what we do. And I'm so thankful that they're willing to come and play with us tonight and inspire these young people and add to our performance. So please give them all a deep-hearted round of applause. Of course, we always have to thank all of our singers. We have all the adult singers on one, well, now they're all mixed in together. The white-shirted adult singers and the purple-robed high school singers. Putting these people together is such a joy to, again, show them the singing also through your whole life, and to just enhance our concerts, and working with them and watching them go, particularly the high schoolers, because the adults, I've been working with them for a long time, but the high schoolers, from the beginning of the year to this point of the year, to see where they've gone in their skills and being able to use their voices. So thanks to all of them for being in the programs and for joining us special to be here tonight. So thanks to all of you. I always appreciate the help from the faculty that I get here, taking the collection and helping to make sure that the gym tarps get down and whatever else has to happen to make these come together. So thanks to all of you for all of my requests and helping me to do all these things with these concerts. Makes things run so smoothly. So thanks to them. One more round of applause for the faculty. Great faculty here. There are a couple of other events coming up. They're on the back of your program, I think, as well. The one of them that didn't get on there, just went off my tape, is the one that's coming up actually next weekend. So we have the drama production at the end of April, the Prism concert at the end of May. But next weekend, we have, which only happens around here every so often, though, the Wisconsin Synod Regional Handbell Festival will be here in our gym next weekend. So if you're so inclined to join us for that, this whole gym will be filled with more bells than you can count. And we'll have brass and instrumentalists playing along with them, and organ and piano. And so please come and join us. Tell your members at your congregations, come and join us. Special event, doesn't happen here that often, that we get to host that. 2 o'clock next Sunday afternoon will be that Handbell Festival. And then one more thank you. This one, well, it's kind of cliche where people say thanks to God, because lots of times that happens in special events and things like that. But I have to say thanks to God tonight. I've had the opportunity to serve here for the last 15 years. And I'm going to read this because if I don't read it, I'll probably forget something I want to say. So I've had the opportunity to serve all of you for the last 15 years and to nurture and develop what I truly believe is an immensely important and blessed gift from God, the gift of music. God talks about music throughout the Bible, how we can sing with each other in worship, how the angels sang at Christmas. He even mentions how creation itself sings to the Lord. And you can think of birds and creatures of the sea that have that cool singing quality to their sound. But I actually read the other day, this is a little aside, that in astronomy, they've actually discovered that like stars give off these radio signals. And when you take those radio signals and convert them into audible sound, it sounds like singing. Like the sounds of the whales and stuff like that in the ocean that you hear. And how interesting that in the Bible he says the stars sing the praises of God. So when he had that recorded, he knew that. And then we didn't figure that out until like sometime in the 1900s or whenever it was, right? How awesome is that, right? So music is such an important part of our existence, whether it's by voice, by instrument, we can't deny how important that is in our lives and in an integral part of our worship. So it must be taught to our young people so that they can continue to use it and be active and part of worship in their life for the rest of their lives. And it has been a huge joy for me to be a part of that process in this place. And so I wanted to thank God for giving me the opportunity of serving here, and to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for your support of me, my family, and the music ministry here at Michigan Lutheran High School. So thank you.